is the need of this whole topic, and then what are the stages that we need to build the team, and in the end, what are the most common problems and their solutions that requires in the team building process, and most important factors. So let's start with the definition of team. As Professor Mora already teach us how to, what is the definition of team and how the team react in most of the time. For example, this picture already we know in the previous lecture that what is team, how team build and something more relevant is. But there is one more difference, which is group versus team, which already Mora told us that this is the group, but this is the team, and we know this example, so I'm not explaining the same thing again. Also, she told us what is the behavior of team members. She gave an example of dogs. So we are not dogs, but still, she explained the behaviors of different team members in a team while developing. But now, let's start with the new things, which I'm going to represent, which is why we need this whole process. So, first, 86% of the members of team employees are claim that the lack of the communication is the reason of the failure of the company. So this is the research by the company I already linked, so you can check the research. But as you can see, the 86% is a huge margin that most of the employees are not satisfied with the communication process or the communication, effectiveness. So the first thing that team building will give a big benefit to us, that we can improve the communication within the team members. So for that, the most important activity is team building activities. For example, this sort of activities where you saw many motivational speaker who play some sort of activities to build the team. But only 14% thinks it's not boring, but the rest of the 86% thinks it's boring. Because of course, developers don't want to waste their time to engage full day in those sort of activities. But according to the another research of Kenya Research Institute, 50% of the employees are very comfortable to go outside, to leave their workspace, just like we did to go to sushi. So exactly the same idea. Some of the ideas are sports. For example, cricket. If anyone doesn't know about the cricket, it's a sport from Pakistan or England and Australia, and I love it so much, so I just highlight the cricket. Also, football, volleyball, and also any other activities which engage the team and engage the individual in the sport or in the activity. Remember, don't force them to do like good sushi. You have to make a plan. They will organize something which will more effectively affect to them. If you forcefully engage them, you are just throwing them in a meeting or in activities which is not effective. So I want to discuss, I want to share my story, my previous experience story, which is based on cricket. So I was, the last time where I was doing job, I spent 6 months within a team, and I work very hard. I just work and go to the home without communicating with anyone. And they have this issue with me, but I don't know this thing. Because I work very hard, I did everything delivered on time, and I go to the home without caring what is going on with the other's life. So happy life. But they organized a game, cricket, which is very common in our Pakistan. Everyone plays. And no, it's not national, but we suppose it's national because everyone loves cricket rather than national game. So they organize a cricket match, and I am very passionate about the cricket, and I can kill someone in the cricket, so I'm very aggressive in the cricket. So they put me in a team and we play a match, and in the match they found me another discipline because in the game I was a totally different person, and you can saw some of the emotions when you are playing. So when you play, you express yourself completely without any filters, without any hesitation. You completely explore yourself. So I think this is the, and then after this activity, I connect with so many people, so many connect with me, and we have amazing time and rest of the period there I had there. So conclusion is outside activities. Second, this will help you to individually improve the problem solving. When we engage some of the activities, some of the team building activities, everyone has to participate. For example, the last day we are discussing about the roles of the users. So everyone is participating, everyone is thinking their own individual, think process, rather than okay, I am here, but okay, he's the one he's the genius guy who is supporting all of the activities, rather than everyone is participating in the activity. So again, another research, 37% of the members are weak in the problem solving, especially the critical thinking. When you have to make a decision, when you have to find a solution, rather than finding, hey lead, I want to find some help, rather than asking the lead or your higher super hierarchy, try to find yourself, try to make yourself critical thinker. So again, the research. So how do you improve? You start engaging or organizing some mental activities, just like which will help you to boost your own capability of thinking. For example, Atlanta, they organize a puzzle solving problem with a team. They put some employees forcefully in the room, and they give the game. I don't know the name, but the game name is, I think, escape room. Sorry, they give the escape room game, and the whole team played the game, and they posted this picture after they successfully won the game on the internet. So in this game, they realized, the owner of the CEO of the company realized that when we put all of them and start the game, some of the members are participating and some of them are not participating in the beginning. But once the other team is starting more progress, they start doing team building, team work together. For example, they divide some work on runtime. They divide some work. Okay, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to find this, and in the end, the team will work. Okay, what if the team doesn't have the time? This is the question those who are doing job that we don't have the time to spend full day. So you can also we have also some version of virtual games, for example PUBG or something like this. So you can play these games and improve the team building. But do you have any questions till now? Okay. So now the third thing is team building improves your workspace. Everyone in the beginning, or maybe some people spend most of their life in the offices, and they still say that yeah, everything is fine, we don't have a problem. But still, if you take the actual review from an honest person who is going to give the reviews, he will explain you the environment of the office. Most of the environment are toxic. They are not very healthy. So the healthy environment is very necessary to give them more productive output. So according to the another research, 36% of the employees are engaged at work, but the rest of the 64% are not engaged. Why? This is the perfect example of engagement.
I think it's because the workspace is not stimulating enough.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yes. I can see my example also. So this is the research that 36% are only engaged, 36%. And they are enthusiastic about their work and workplace, but the rest of them don't care about the office. They say in the Scrum meeting, yeah, we have to do this, we have to do this together, but when they done their own work, okay, I have to go, I have some important things to do in home. So this is not about the team building. So perfect example of mine, when I was there between the 6 months, I was doing so passionately work, but I am a little bit curious or I'm a little bit confused that why I'm doing for these guys.
Maybe
I am-
share not your thing.
Yeah,
That's you.
Yeah,
Sorry,
So I am very passionate about the work because I love the work they are giving me and they have a very good product, but I am not satisfied with the team, with the owners. Why I'm doing this for these guys? I can do it for myself also. So these are the portions which you have to clear within a team. Because if any of the members are very potential, but he has their own goal rather than the company goals, so it's not very good for the team. But still, I have the same opinion. Now, why do we spend so much money? This is the question of HR. Why we spend so much money on these sort of activities? We arrange games that will cost of each member. For example, we have 20 players, 20 employees, and each one has a cost of each day. And we reserve them for a game, so that means we are paying their own cost. Then also, if you are arranging some game, so it's a costly activity. So the question is why we need this sort of activities and why we spend this such money. Any of you? Engagement? What's that?
Because if you spend this money, you improve the quality of work.
Sorry.
You improve the quality of work.
Yes. It's a simple answer. You're thinking?
You just improve productivity because if you are happy and enjoying what you're doing, then you do it better, faster. Found it strong. That's a really good quote.
So basically, in the end, company has a benefit. If they spend some time, if they spend money, they will get the reward. So, payoff in the form of increased productivity, the same words
Yeah.
you guys use. Also, the morale. If you have the morale, for example, this is very important. I will discuss it later also. That the respect. If you feel respectful in the team, in the member, as a member, you work so much harder than before. Feel like they are contributing and recognized in the public. I highlight the word public. Anyone explain this? Why I highlight the word specifically public? In public. Because sometimes it happens that, for example, Alex did very well, and I appreciate him in the private. Hey, you did well, but in the team, yeah, we did this very, very good, and but Alex may feel that I did all the things, but there is no recognition. He recognized me in private, but he should recognize me in public in front of all of the members of the team. So I think this is for me. I didn't read it from any website. This is my personal opinion that you should appreciate the persons in the team, in public. So everyone can see the recognition. Just like this. If you are doing this in the private, bro, you are doing well. That is amazing, but it is more beneficial if you do it in the public. Alex, you did very well. You make a very good presentation.
That's what we are supposed to say.
I'm just kidding. Okay, but this is very important. To be honest, this is very important. If you did it in the team, you will see the difference. The second thing is paint a clear picture of effect. What sort of activities exactly your employees need? For example, you have 1,000 activities to do for team building, but your team fascinate or interested in some of the activities. So you have to select a clear picture of what the actual team need for the team building. For example, you guys don't know about the cricket, so there is no purpose of organizing cricket here.
There is no field for playing cricket here, probably. No, there is nothing in
But
general.
we can somehow manage on the parking.
Are you gonna teach every of us how to play cricket?
Cricket? Yeah, sure. You can join on Saturday. In the
On
morning.
Saturday?
Yeah, in the morning.
This week?
Yeah, every
Great.
No, there is where to play cricket.
In the parking lot.
in the parking.
Parking lot. But they are playing, I don't know who they
Yeah,
are.
some of the PhD students and some of the master students, all of the Pakistani students, against the cricket on Saturday morning. In Semperdera, there is a
Sorry?
Semperdera.
Something that I
I don't know the exact name of the place, but there is a hexagonal building, a building with a blue,
Matitone.
Yeah, it's a very important public building.
yeah, I think World Trade Center.
Yeah, government.
Yeah, something like that. Just behind the building. So if anyone wants to join, feel free. So let's start the stages. You can contact me on WhatsApp. Now let's start the stages that we need to build the team. So the first step, this is the theoretical part. The first step is forming. That means, forming, storming, norming, and performing. So the performance of the graph is something like this. In the forming stack, for now we are here. And when we are forming the team, it's, so-so, go. But after that, when we had the stage of storming, our performance graph becomes very low. I will explain later why. And then we work hard and we will on the stage where we have a normal performance as before. And then in the end we perform very well, hopefully.
Sorry, in the past we had some storming also after norming.
No, I think that actually they never exit the storming.
Okay.
They were,
Storming.
they were trying to norm, but they were not able to find
The equilibrium point.
yes, acceptable rules for everybody, and so they never reached the norming part.
Let's see what happens this year.
Performing a couple of
So
weeks.
let's start from the forming part. The first forming, you understand the word forming. Form. Great. So the first step is build the trust, the level of respect and the communication. For that, as I already discussed, we have to do some get-togethers. Some of you guys know this place.
I've never been there, so have you been there?
Oh, yes, she's gonna be here.
Sorry, I went in.
I think you should ask them because we tried very little things and they are, they know better. So in the conversation, when you are, some sort of place, you are open, and we are also open. We discuss so many things except the project. And explain the situation. While we were in the meeting, we discuss each other that how many courses you have left, how many courses you want to give, so that we can understand. Also, we discuss our experiences previous, so that we can understand the capacity of each person. And then, so I just take the picture. By the way, while everyone is explaining, I was listening. So then we have to define these sort of things, which we didn't do it till now, but still we have to do it. That what team we have, what role they have, and the further details, the task and the strategies further on. Everyone is amazing. So at this stage, team has this attitude that everyone is good, we are very good, keep calm. We are best team ever. But Now, the stage of storming, where you have a storms of opinion, a lot of opinions. For example, this is why the professor also wants to make the team balanced. That team has the equal level of opinions. For example, if the team has all the experienced guys, less experienced persons, so they have a lot of good opinions, but the other have less. So while working, we face some of the things, for example, conflicts, which is obvious, confusions of rule. You understand the English word, it is very easy, but when someone doesn't know what is my role, for example, I think I am a lead, but I'm not a lead, I'm a member. So they think that I have to lead, I have to give the assignments to others, or in the other way, the member thinks that okay, Shahid will give me the task. I'm available, but I don't think by my own what should I do now, rather than he will give me the task. So the confusion of roles is happening in the team, just like the picture. And the unclear goal. For example, me in the first class or in this first or two sessions, I was very unclear about the goal, what we are doing in this project. Is this a software project? We just need to develop the software, that's all? Or what is the goal? What is the happy ending? So the conflicts are pretty normal, natural, but even necessary. Because if you didn't have the conflict, that means you are in the first stage. Everything is good, but you are not accepting the truth that we have the different mindset, we have the different opinions, and if we have the different opinions, obviously we have the conflicts. So don't worry about this stage. But what are the solutions? The solutions are, the first step is joint problem solving. That we have to solve the problem together. For example, we have a team of 10 members, and I don't know most of your names, but I can for example, you had a problem, and you are thinking alone, you are trying to do it alone, but if you discuss together, some of the person may help you, or we can help you together, or if you discuss in a team, at least you are on the same page that we have a problem. So this is very important to sit together and discuss about. So when you sit together, different norms for different point of view will come, and then decision making procedure. This is very important. That you have to decide how do you solve the problems, the procedure. Whenever you have the problem, how can you solve it? For example, I explained few steps that if we had the problem, we talk to each other. Then one of the guy who is more technical or more relevant, we can pick and resolve them together. So the decision making process will be clear. That will help us to resolve the conflicts. Encourage two-way communication. For example, right now I am just speaking, you are not speaking, so that is not very good. You have to speak if you want to avoid the conflicts, because in the beginning of the software, in the beginning of the team building, if you don't conflict, that means you will conflict in the end of the process. So this is very important that we have to communicate together. Support, collaborative team effort, and very important, patience. See that? So this always happens because we are humans, we have lack of patience. So be patient in this step especially. Then we have the step of norming, where we start accepting each other with the different faces, with the different culture, with the different capacity. Team agrees on the plans and the timelines. For example, this is the point where we know what we are doing and why we are doing and what part I'm going to do and how we can combine this all things. So the plans and the timelines are very clear at this stage and the decision making process. you are. So this is the point where we accept each other, then establish our own norms of behavior, building the trust. As you can see, start helping each other, team developing interpersonal skills. Okay, so at this point, when you are at the same page, when you accept each other, you don't care about the person, you just care about the work, and you more into teamwork, then you start helping each other without hesitating. So this is the point where we should be. This is the great time. This will be a great time when we start helping each other without without thinking that it's his work. Why should I spend so many hours to his problem? For example, I'm a backend developer and he is doing some mobile application work. So why should I help him? I don't know about that work. At least I can spend time with him so that he can sort the problems. At this stage, every individual will develop the skills. This is what I explained before, that if you work together and if you help each other, I'm not a mobile developer, I'm not a, for example, I don't know about the other technologies or other domains, but still if we sit together, if we discuss something, if we help each other, we extend our domains, we extend our knowledge to by helping, at least by listening to other problems. This is very important, that if you listen to others' problem, at least you know some of the know-how of that domain. By this you cross-train yourself, learn new skills, management of time, but be careful. At this moment, sometimes you lose the balance. You help others too much rather than doing your own job. So balancing this thing is very important, because you have so many tasks to do today, but I left all the tasks because I want to help others. So I just go to the floor and help each other. In the end, I didn't complete my own task. So this is very important because of the plan. We agreed on the same plan, same timeline. So this is very important for everyone to manage their time. Increase of confidence and growth within a team. Understand this thing. When you help each other, you work together, you have a confidence to raise your voice, to understand why I'm doing this. So this is the fourth stage where we have the peak of the performance. Everything is going smooth. We had the conflict, we resolved it, and now we find a way to work properly. So at this stage, team is comfortable, challenge each other, which is not in a bad way, in a good way, because we know each other, we can challenge, for example, don't take it. This is very important, without fear of judgment. In the beginning of the stage, where you are saying that everything is okay, but you still have the fear of judgment. But in the second stage, when you conflict, when you start speaking your own norms, at this stage, you lose the fear of judgment. You already, say everything, every bad thing to each other, so there is nothing left to judge. The second thing is we share ideas because of the healthy environment, and then we have a clear vision. Everyone has the same picture, what we want to create in the end. And then we utilize team effectively, highly motivated each. Okay. I think these four points are very boring. It's the same things that we discussed already. That if at this stage, of course, if we already find a suitable way, we perform well. Independent team members work very hard, very good. Still, the little team management requires, of course, because of this is why we had the Scrum Master and Scrum owner in the Scrum. Yeah, teamwork is going well. So there are some ways to identify or to solve the problems in the complete process. First, find the problem. Second, sit together and setting an objective of the problem, of the agenda. For example, we sit together for
Francesco.
Francesco, sorry. Francesco has a problem and we sit together but we don't know the agenda, so we specifically highlight the agenda of the meeting so we can stick the goal of the meeting. For example, yesterday we start with the roles, but I change the conversation to the language feature which is relevant. So we have to focus on the agenda of the meeting. The third thing is gathering and analyze the facts. We had the problem, we sit together, and we find a way, the alternatives, and we find the solution somehow. But deciding, I think, exactly when we decide what is the solution, we go for that. And so, this is, for example, we have a problem of bad flow, we find the solution. So, the important thing is we find the solution. Most important. Oh, okay. Again, this is not the part of the theoretical part. My personal opinions. The first thing is you should give the reward at time. Also, you have a good rewarding system. The first thing I explained in the beginning that you have to encourage the people or appreciate the people in the public. This is the exact point that rewarding system. For example, if I achieve something, if I deliver some feature, the team should give some appreciation, at least some celebration or some talk, some sort of gathering, which doesn't spend so much money. So this is very important because if you did this, people have the motivation to work more harder, because if I am delivering everything on time, but still my managers or the product owner or the senior told me that, hey, you are doing well, but you can do it better. So you have to reward on the current performance. Appreciation, give the credits to each other, to others. That doesn't mean the money, but you can give it. The second thing is motivate with positivity. The words you are saying to each other will help to improve the productivity. For example, if someone is stuck, you cannot solve the problem, but at least you can say some of the positive things which can help him to understand better. Mutual respect for an individual. If you don't feel respectful in the team, you will never deliver a productive task. Of course, if these all things happens, team will grow in the both sides, vertically and horizontally. Anyone knows about the vertical growth and horizontal growth? You also don't?
Stand up.
So this is made up, I mean, so okay. Vertically means if team building is going perfectly and we had a good team, they are working very good, so they grow individually also as a team. For example, I can team will promote me as at a point where I'm a developer, and then they promote me as a senior developer. They increase my salary. This is a vertical growth where the company is giving the growth. But on the other hand, you have your own growth also. For example, I just know about only backend technologies, but when I work with the team, I also know about now augmented reality, virtual reality. For example, you learn your own personal skills also.